Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We are staring at a heat wave that could be the worst in more than 30 years, but will it break an all-time record?
All right, Ben, also all masks are not created equal. Dr. Frank McGeorge in to show us which mask is most effective at keeping you safe.
But we begin with some breaking news. Governor Whitmer orders all indoor bar service in most of the Lower Peninsula, including Metro Detroit, to close back down.
That order is set to go into effect later on tonight. We bring in Mara McDonald with more on this order that was issued just a short time ago before a pretty big holiday weekend. Mara.
Well, Devin, I want to make it super clear for everybody at home so they understand what she's talking about, what's included and what's not included. So let's start with what is being closed down as of 11 o'clock tonight. Standalone bars, nightclubs, and strip clubs. What is not being affected right now with this executive order, places like distilleries, brew pubs, and standalone bars that have outdoor seating or patio service. So for example, if you are strictly a bar and you have an outdoor patio, you can still continue to serve on your outdoor patio. What you cannot do is serve indoors. What this executive order is not touching one little bit is restaurants that have bars. For example, a Chili's or a Fridays or something like that. Those can all remain open. Let's also talk about the geography of this. This executive order is only targeting the majority of southeastern Lower Michigan. This, however, does not affect most of northern Michigan. So if you're heading up north this holiday weekend to, say, Traverse or Charlevoix, Petoskey, Harbor Springs, all of those communities can continue remaining open inside and outside for standalone bar service. So that's really where we're at. That executive order coming out late this afternoon, and the governor's expectation is that all these standalone bars, nightclubs, strip clubs in southeastern Lower Michigan, they need to shut down service by 11 o'clock tonight. We're live in Sterling Heights tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Okay, Mara, thanks for the update. Now to today's coronavirus numbers. First off, the state reports 4 new deaths and 262 new confirmed cases in the last 24 hours, a marked improvement over the past few days. At his briefing today, Mayor Mike Duggan revealed a city employee who tested positive for COVID-19 this week had recently been at Harper's in East Lansing. That's where an outbreak has led to more than 100 cases. Meanwhile, the city reports just 3 deaths from COVID-19 within the last week. Beginning Monday, 140 city employees are returning to work in 4 city offices. That includes the Building Department, Public Works Department, Appeals and Hearings, and the Taxpayer Service Center. Mayor Duggan says he feels the city is ready to move to the next phase of the state's reopening plan.
There is no doubt, if you look at the statistics, the city of Detroit is in stage 5, ready for the next round of reopening. We need to stay there. The governor, of course, can't make a decision on the city by itself as if we're an island. She has to make a decision on the region. Hopefully the region will be declared in stage 5 in the near future.
Mayor Duggan says the city has also expanded the availability of online services.
Governor Whitmer's Return to Learn plan is 63 pages long, a lot for both educators and parents to take in.
So we wanted to give them a night to digest it all and tell us what they think. So our Steve Garagiola talked to a host of people to get their thoughts about kids returning to the classroom in the fall.
There's a lot of discussion about how social distancing will work in the schools, more monitoring of the children, fewer kids on buses, smaller class size. But this all ignores the question of money. How will school districts pay for these suggested changes?
They were looking at a $700 per student cut last year. Now they just have next year's budget issue to plan for. And again, they're looking for another $700 per student reduction. That's significant in every single school district.
Teachers represent the front line in schools, and they understand all too well the difference between a wish list and reality.
I don't know how in the world we're going to be able to do the social distancing if they don't hire a bunch more teachers. Are we going to split up one class into 3 groups and they'll be in different classrooms? I don't think we have enough classrooms.
Those are limitations that superintendents in most every district wrestle with.
Where do we even find the additional teachers and the space and the resources to be able to do that.
And I would say right now, the number one priority would be monitoring our budget and making sure that it aligns with the academic needs as now the safety needs.
Like school administrators, parents face the same questions, and right now, not enough answers.
We want to send our kids back to school. The kids want to go back. They're tired of being at home as well. But, they also want to feel safe. So, if they can come up with a plan, then, yes, I'm sure that most of us will send our kids back.
Which brings up the question of online schooling. Dr. Nikolai Vitti, superintendent of Detroit Public Schools, was not available for an interview today, but tweeted, despite some clarity regarding returning to school in the fall, which we all agree with, the state has yet to answer serious questions about the 2021 budget and fully funding students whose families should be empowered to use a district full-time virtual option. We'll look at the question of online schooling ahead at 6. I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
All right, Steve, right now more than half the country is dealing with a major increase in COVID-19 infections, along with fears that numbers will climb even higher over the 4th of July holiday.
Coastal communities are closing beaches. Other states, including Michigan, are freezing or rolling back reopening plans. Jay Gray has a look at what's being done to stem the tide.
With a wave of COVID-19 infections surging, beaches and bars, summertime staples are, in many areas, locked down right now.
We were very concerned about clusters of people congregating in areas that are going to obviously be fertile ground for the spread of the virus.
Another key measure to slow the spread, wearing a mask.
Frankly and honestly, I do not believe that we have any other choice.
But there is a choice. The governor of Georgia touring the state, urging everyone to wear a mask without signing an order mandating the protection. There's no national policy either, despite a recommendation from the CDC and an urgent plea from the Surgeon General.
Please, wear a face covering when you go out in public.
Face masks and closures aren't the only concern for tens of thousands out of work.
There's rent, there's utilities, there's renter's insurance, there's car insurance, there's cell phone.
Bills mounting, with the new month bringing even more economic stress for some. The income tax extension deadline, an end to the federal housing eviction freeze, and the final $600 extra unemployment payment as Congress debates issuing a second stimulus check.
I have to just, use it until it runs out, and then hopefully by the time it runs out, I'll be working again.
A hope shared by so many right now. Now, look, there's also some new hope when it comes to a potential vaccine. Pfizer announcing today that they have had significant and positive data from an early test involving 45 patients, and that if they can get through more extensive testing and get regulatory approval, they believe they can have 100 million doses ready by the end of this year. In Dallas, Jay Gray, Local 4.
It would be something. All right, Jay. 2 of the Detroit 3 have released their second quarter sales numbers. Not great. Start with General Motors. Year-over-year sales down 34%, and even worse for FCA. Second quarter sales falling 39% over a year ago. We bring in our business editor, Rob Maloney. We await the word from Ford, but Rod, big hit for the industry and the region.
Yeah, they're eye-popping numbers, Devin, but not unexpected. And truth be told, as often happens in this business, all is not as it seems. Fiat Chrysler sold just over 367,000 vehicles over 3 months, almost a 40% drop year to year. General Motors sold nearly 500,000, down 34%, and well below the great previous years with 17 million vehicles sold. This year it's likely only going to be about 13 million. JD Power Auto analyst Tyson Jominy says, let's all stay calm.
To a casual observer, to potentially a stock trader, it may seem kind of shocking. But I think below the surface, there's a more interesting, less scary story.
It lies here with rental car companies. Hertz went bankrupt, and the travel and leisure industry crashed during the virus, and car makers sell cars to them.
When you look at the various pieces, we actually see stronger retail sales than we see in these numbers reported, which is total, inclusive of very large declines in the fleet side.
So the customers on the dealer lot buying up an ever-dwindling inventory because the auto companies were shut down for 2 months. Auto trader analyst Michelle Krebs says fleet sales should pick up later this year and make for a good year.
End of March into April, that was the bottom. And frankly, we thought it was going to be, May was going to be the bottom. So it's come back faster than we thought. Now, I don't think that we can expect it to continue to increase. There are going to be bumps along the way, especially because there are inventory shortages.
We expect when Ford reports tomorrow, they'll have similar numbers. So we look to September now to see how the summer sales go. Reporting live in Sterling Heights, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod. Well, it looks nice outside, but make no mistake, it is warm.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben, who's tracking a full-scale heat wave settling in over Metro Detroit. Hi, Ben.
Yeah, Kevin, Devin, we're talking beyond heat wave. This may be what we were calling a heat tsunami because this is incredible. We're at 86 right now. This is by far going to be the coolest temperature that we have. But when you look to the west, we don't see any 90s. So where is this heat? It's actually up in Canada. You look north of Sudbury and those red areas, there's some 90s up there, and that's going to start moving south. So the largest 90-degree streak we have ever seen in Detroit was 11 days back in 1953. And before you think we've gone to crazy town showing you this, look at the next 7 days. All of them above average, all of them in the 90s. And guys, there's some indication that this may continue to move even into the middle of the month of July. So we'll talk more about how far this goes and the humidity and storm chances in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. Detroit police are investigating an alleged road rage incident, where it happened is of high interest too.
It happened late last night right near the Renaissance Center downtown. Our Victor Williams has a look at what happened.
But we're not even 24 hours until the investigation of what took place out here on East Jefferson. But police right now are saying that it was all because of an altercation behind the wheel that one young man was killed. Tonight, one 24-year-old is dead and a 28-year-old woman in custody following a shooting that stemmed from a case of road rage. Police say around 10:50 Tuesday night, the 24-year-old was behind the wheel of a Land Rover when he got into an altercation with two people on bicycles. A literal nightmare for driver Halima and her friend Emmanuel.
You hope that when those things do happen that people can react accordingly and responsibly and not out of emotion and rage.
Things quickly escalated when the driver of the Land Rover got out of the vehicle and approached the bicyclist. Little does he know one of those two people are a CPL holder who pulled a gun, firing one fatal shot.
As a woman, you want to be able to protect yourself. You're going to feel a way if a man is approaching you, especially in a situation like that. But do you need to kill someone?
At this point, the woman is in custody who was involved, but it is unclear if she will be charged with anything. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor. Well, we are just getting started here at 5. Let's check in with Hank.
The man investigators say is responsible for the toxic green ooze in Madison Heights has another big mess right here in Detroit, and now state investigators are demanding action. I'm taking you inside the investigation. Coming up, new tonight.
All right, Hank, also controversy at Cass Tech, why some say it is time to change that school's name, though some alumni think that's a bad idea. Frank?
New research into which masks really work best. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, the factors that matter most and a visual display of just how much difference a good mask can make.